Today we're going to be talking about PALs and PRs. So I'm going to start today with just a little pat on the back for myself. I'm going to click into this Wodify app, which is something that many CrossFit gyms use for their athletes to compare their scores. And as we scroll down, you can see that my previous PR set on December 21st, 2015 was 215 pounds. And I've played off and on with the front rack, the front squat, and I was able to work up to my 1 rep max, and then I exceeded it by 5 pounds. And I would say 80% of our gym yesterday all had front squat PRs. So to my fellow brethren at CrossFit Pros, good job to everybody for hitting their front squat PRs. If you watched yesterday's episode, we took a look at IIFYM, and we were able to figure out what our total daily energy expenditure was. So take a look at that episode, and I'm going to go on down to the calories and macronutrient goal and get that dialed in. Based on the numbers that we figured out yesterday, my calorie needs for the day to go into a calorie deficit are 1,591, and all you've got to do is just click on that number, and then you can enter in whatever you need to for your specific calories. And then on the carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, again, just click on one of those percentages, and here you can change the wheel and make it match whatever you want to. I'm adopting a low-carb, paleo, primal approach, holding myself accountable to the public at large. But I'm going to dial in my carbohydrates to 20% or less per day of my calories. My protein is going to be at 40%. I want my protein to be fairly high because I want to make sure that I'm not going to lose any muscle mass during this 30-day program. And then my fats are going to be 40%. Basically what's going to happen in the paleo primal approach with low carb is you're going to condition your body to use your fat for energy versus your carbohydrates. And we'll go into a lot more detail about that in the days to come. Now, once I have the calories and macros dialed in, now I can go in and I can start logging my food. So you can either go into diary or hit that plus button, and this is where you're able to go in there and track your calories and enter in whatever you want to. So I had coffee with cream, 2 tablespoons, so that was 100 calories. Then I had half a cup of organic canned pumpkin, very low carb, and then I had a scoop of protein powder. You put those two together and mix it up. It gives it a little bit of a pudding consistency. It's really good, and you can see the total amount of calories then so far for today are 290 calories, so I've got 1,300 calories remaining for the day. In theory, that all sounds great. Yesterday, however, I came across a problem. Okay, again, that goal of 1,591 is the same. According to MyFitnessPal, I consumed 1,562 calories, so I was 29 calories under my goal, which is good. If I click on that bar, it's going to take me into some different pie charts and such. So this just shows the breakout by day part of the meals and what I ate. You'll see in the macro side of things, I was within plus or minus 1% on my macros, which was spot on. I'm pretty happy about that. If you have any issues or questions around that, please give me a question in the comment bar below, the comment section below, and I'll help you out with that. But here's the odd part. According to this, I consumed 16 grams less protein than my goal and 10 grams less of carbohydrates to my goal. And as we learned yesterday, there are 4 calories per gram of protein and carbohydrates. So if you do the math, 26 times 4, that's 104 calories that I should have had left over that I could have consumed. And then under the fats, I've got 6 grams of fat that I didn't consume. 6 grams times 9 calories per gram of fat is 54. So 54 and 4, 104 is 158. 158 calories is what I should have had left over, but yesterday it shows only 29 calories. Well, what happened? I honestly can't answer that question, but I have a little bit of a workaround that I want to show you. So it's always smart to have at least one, but likely 2 tools to track your progress. So let's get into that spreadsheet. So this is the spreadsheet that we started with yesterday, where I did all of the math for my TDEE, and we derived all those numbers that we just talked about. And what I've done is I've added in some additional sections, and let's blow this up just a tad. So I've got today's date through the next 30 days. I've even got the day parts labeled, and then the days of the week. And then according to the goals that I talked about yesterday, did I roll 1,000 meters? Yes, and I've already done my 1,000 meters for today as well. Here's where I'm going to log in my calories, my protein, carbohydrates, and fat. And then I've got a formula, as you can see, set in here that takes into account all that information. And so once I plug my protein, carbohydrates, and fat into this spreadsheet based on my numbers from MyFitnessPal, I can now see if I'm on target or if MyFitnessPal is a little bit wonky or what. So I'm going to keep track of this column right here because, like I said, it should not reflect that big of a change, and I'm not sure what's going on, and we'll keep track of that. I'm going to end there. If you have any questions about this particular episode, any questions at all about weight loss or the approach or the tools that I'm using, let me know. I'll put a link in the description below of this 30-day vlog challenge spreadsheet, which you can copy to your own Google account and use at will. I encourage everyone to just keep your health dialed in, and most of all, as we always say, choose to be happy. We'll talk to you later.